Now we're going to learn what to do with these valves right here. So let's remember that the trumpet is held with your left hand. All of the weight of the instrument is in your left hand. And the right hand comes down like a claw so that your fingers are straight in line with the valves. And your pinky rests right on top of the pinky rest. So go ahead and try just pushing down one at a time and look at it to see if your finger is indeed going straight up and down and not at some sort of angle. To talk about the different valves, we're going to number them 1, 2, 3. And the one that's closest to your mouth and closest to the mouthpiece is 1. The next one in the middle is 2. And then the furthest one away from you is 3. 3 is closer to the bell of the instrument. 1, 2, 3. So now with your left hand holding the trumpet, the right hand coming straight down like a claw, try to push just the first one up and down. Keep your fingertip touching the valve the entire time. We're just going to move the finger up and down, move the valve up and down. Then try it with just the second finger only. See if you can get your first and third fingers to stay on top of the valves without pushing them down. And now try just the third valve. Now let's make up some different combinations just to get used to what that feels like. So let's do 1 and 2, your first and second valves at the same time. See if you can push 1 and 2 down only. Now let's do 2 and 3 at the same time. 2 and 3, straight up and down. Now we're going to try 1 and 3. Only 1 and 3. Your second finger is not going to move up or down at all. And finally, let's do 1, 2, and 3. All 3 of them come straight up and down at the same exact time. So those are all the different positions. We could say 1 would mean just your first fingers down. 1 and 2 are the first 2 down. 1 and 3 are numbers 1 and 3 down. 2 and 3. And 1, 2, and 3. The only other one is called open, and you'll see that like a 0 or like an O for open. And that just means nothing's pushed down. So every note that we've played so far has been in open. Let's try playing a G, which is open, nothing pushed down, and then we're going to add just the first valve. So make sure that you start on a G. Here it is. And while you're playing it, just push that first valve down. Listen. You'll hear that the sound gets lower. Try it with me. And now try going back and forth. Don't change anything in your mouth. Just put that finger up and down. Now let's try doing just the second finger up and down. You should hear that it's a different sound, but it's still a little bit lower than a G. Now we're going to do the last one, the third finger only, up and down. And now let's go through some of the different combinations. So let's go between open G and putting down 1 and 2 at the same time. Let's try the next one. Let's do open and then 2 and 3 at the same time. Now let's do open and 1 and 3 at the same time. And then there's one more. We'll do open with all 3 of them down. 1, 2, and 3 at the same time. combinations that you need to know. So go see how many different combinations you can make and how many different sounds you can come up with. If you start on the lower note, the C that we learned, you're going to get a whole nother set of lower notes. If you start on an even higher one, the highest note that we've tried to get so far, you're going to get a whole nother set of notes. And always remember, don't get discouraged if you don't get it right away. It's going to take a couple of weeks of trying it every day until you can get comfortable making that sound.